Hey YouTube, this is Canadian Queen 76 and I want to come back and talk to you all about baby sign language. I really think it's important because as humans we want to be able to communicate with one another, and when you are a baby you really don't have the vocabulary to tell people what you need. So when you introduce baby sign language or just sign language in itself to a young child, it gives them the opportunity to respond back to you and communicate to you what they need at the time that they need it. And this results in less crying, less frustration, a lot more healthier baby, for one, because they're telling you what they need and you already know what they need. But the thing about sign language is that you have to be consistent, because as we learn new words, new vocabulary, it's important to keep using it so that the child can pick up on it. And don't be sad if the child is not picking up as quickly as you say. It might be several months before you see them sign it back to you. But if you're consistently using these signs when you are communicating with your child, or a child that you work with in a daycare, or someone in your family, because that's usually who I'm working with, you will see these signs start to be used by the baby so they can communicate with you. So I want to show you all, I don't know how many signs, but we'll get it together. Let me see, I have my list this time. I'm going to show you about 16 signs. I don't want to over stimulate you guys at all, but I want you all to use these signs with kids that you know. And if you are a parent yourself, all the way up until you know your child is even able to talk, this is still a good way to communicate with your kid, even in a silent way. And American Sign Language is a very viable language. It's something they can use when they get older, and it's always good for people to learn more than one language. So with that, we're going to begin. Alright, let's go for it. Okay, the first two words I want y'all to know are yes and no. And everybody should be able to do these two words, because it's a great answer to a lot of closed-ended questions. So yes. Yes is simply having your fist in the palm and then nodding your head. It's like nodding your head, nodding your hand back and forth. It's like yes. Now, if you want to say no, you're going to take two fingers. This looks like the three, but you're going to close these two up and you're going to make a mouth. No. No. When compiling these words, I wanted to think of things that are relevant to a baby and relevant to the person who's taking care of that child. So what I decided was we needed to do words that the baby would want to know and baby would use. So the first word we're going to use is milk. And milk is simply signed by taking your hand and closing it, kind of similar to if you were on a farm and you were milking a cow. It's the udder of a cow. So you're going to squeeze it to get the milk out. So that's milk. And this is a very simple sign for a baby to do, because they can ball their hands. And so if they want milk and you see a baby doing that, that's milk. And so every time you talk about milk to a baby and you prepare a bottle or time to eat, you want to say milk. And use your hand. The next sign that I want to show you is eat. Because milk is similar to eating. So eating is simply taking your hand, all four fingers and the thumb, and making a mouth, but bringing it to your mouth. Eat. Okay. When a child is wanting more, maybe you didn't give them enough, and one way for them to ask for more is to take their hand, like kind of like eat, put them together sideways, and go more. They want more, and that's a really good sign. And then maybe they're finished, and so they don't want any more. And finish is simply like, get out of my way. Finish. And people normally kind of naturally do that when they don't want anything. They're like, no, finish. So you're going to just kind of whip your hands. Finish. Finish. Another good sign for a baby is sleep. And we already do this one, so they know. So like, instead of like telling them, it's like, it's time for sleep, and get them ready for it. Sleep. And maybe it's not time to sleep, it's time to go get a bath. So what you're going to do, ball your hands to a fist, make it sideways, and push your fingers to your chest, and go alternating directions. Fast, like you're scrubbing yourself. Okay, the next word I want to show you is diaper. You're going to take your 2 fingers and your thumb and pull like you're pulling up the sides of a diaper. It's like time to change a diaper. You may want to read a book to a baby, so you're going to open it up like you're reading a book. Open up your hand. Book. They may want to play with a ball. So you're going to take the tips of your fingers and like make the shape of a ball. You want to play with your ball. Teddy bear is really fun. It's like a real bear kind of fun. You're going to take like your fingers like you're making claws and like come at you like yourself like this. Like bear, like teddy bear. Teddy bear also looks like hug. Except you're going to hug yourself. Like, you want to hug? And the last time I'm going to show you is cookie. You're going to take your claw in your other hand and you're going to go in circles. Like you're making a cookie out of dough. Cookie. So let's recap all the words. We have yes, no, milk, eat, more, finished, sleep, fast, book, ball, teddy bear, hug, cookie, and this is so out of order, but diaper, like pulling at the sides of a diaper. Happy signing!